Hey, what's up, people? Welcome to El Mal's Fashion and Good Conversation channel. It is about 3 o'clock a.m. on the 18th of September 2021, and I'm just getting in from a nice birthday party. One of my good friends turned 41, and we turned up. But in the process of today, you gotta excuse me if I sound a little funny. I'm getting a few of my teeth removed from my partials. And one of my teeth is loose. Anyway, so earlier today, I received a phone call from my niece telling me that my brother passed away. I'm like, huh? And I had a brother who passed away April 17th of this year as well. So, and this particular brother that passed recently, we really did not get along. We didn't have a good relationship. It was off and on based on how he was feeling and whatever mood he was in. So I really didn't feel like any kind of feeling really. I was more hurt for my niece, because she had to find out third party, second party, whatever. But that's not what irked me. What irked me was that this man has been dead since the 25th of July. So based on date, that was a month and 3 weeks he been dead, and we just now finding out. And how we found out was somebody called my oldest half brother and told him, and he don't remember who it was, but so it traveled, and basically it got to me, and it kind of pissed me off. And why it pissed me off is it goes back mainly into the black community. I see it most is when our fathers have multiple families, and we either are known to each other or we not. But the outcome is basically you have some that may like you and some that will not like you. And the question is, why would you like me? Plus, if you don't know me, and we hold that generational sibling, what's what I'm looking for? Rivalry for years and years, and we carry it down to our children. And we are not, it's not our fault or the other family members of your father's people to be rejected by you because of something that your father chose to do in his lifetime or in their lifetime, where they have they have multiple family, and you thought you was the only girl or only boy, your family was the only kid, only sisters and brothers, but come to find out years later you have five or six other brothers or two sisters, and you're questioning why should you care about them or like them or love them. And 90% of us do not like our other siblings. Why? I don't get it. It's not their fault that they were brought into the world. It's not their mother's fault that they were either they chose to cheat and they knew, or they were blindsided, did not know about it, did not know about you guys or the other woman, which is basically your parents. We don't know. But we should not take it out on the second generation because of our fathers actions. I met, my mother told me about my father's other family when I was younger, 9, 10, 6, around that age, whatever. And I told her I would like to meet them one day. And I started meeting my family when I was 15 years old at one of my other brother's funerals. Um, basically, it was a total of 13 of us. I knew about 9. Saw the other ones periodically, but yet again, there was a separate family. And I'm the type of person, I was cursed with my grandmother's gene, and that's the gene of love, the gene of family, and the congregation of family, and the love of family, and the love of reuniting and reunions of that. I was cursed with that, so I love family life. Even though I'm a loner and I'm an observer, I love family life. I would rather hang with my family than hang with people I don't know. And I don't have that. So I have several other families that I am included in based off knowing them and knowing the family and them loving me and taking me in as nephew, son, cousin, whatever. I'm known in that family. But it's nothing like knowing and being loved by your own family. And the problem is based on the generational curse is we as black people mainly have a problem accepting our other family members out of multiple families that our fathers have, and we need to stop that. Because you never know who you're going to school with, you never know who you finna fight, you never know who you finna sue, you never know who you finna lay down with and have other children. And then all of a sudden you find out your brothers and sisters. You can't turn back the hands of time and you got 10 kids together or 3 kids together. You just gotta say, hey, we gotta talk that up and we're a man and wife or girlfriend and boyfriend and we gotta do what we gotta do. It's always good to know where you come from, and it's always good to be cordial with your even if you don't. It's no excuse not to love your family members. There's no excuse. You may not have to like them, but you gotta love them, and it's good to know them because you never know who you may need in the future, a kidney or whatever, or even the companionship of having the same things in common. But we walk around here hating each other because our father chose to have other children out of wedlock or cheat on our mothers or whatever. We don't know the story. We never know the true story because our father will not tell us, and our mother may not tell us either. The true story is what really happened. But out of that story, here comes another chapter. Kids. And we have to learn how to accept that. What did they do to you? They took the joy out of you being the youngest, or you being the only girl, or you being the only boy, or you being the only cute one, or you not the cutest one. You're not that successful that you thought you was, or what? Get over that. We walk around here not know who our people are, and mainly sometimes when we are close, especially in the black community, when we are so close in communities, I stress this so much that mainly everybody is related to somebody in the surrounding cities. Somebody's cousin, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. You're my lost auntie, you're my lost brother, you're somebody, etc. Because of what our fathers did. The secret lives that they lived beyond our parents or beyond, whatever. And when we grow up and we like, hey, you're my brother, or hey, you're my sister. What do you mean? Do we bring the receipts, we bring the proof, and we as black people have a hard time accepting that, and why? Give us give us a reason not to love and like you. Don't just hate us just because you found out who we were and now you're pissed off because you're not the youngest or you're not the oldest or you're this or not that. Give a reason. Get a good reason why I should not no care about you. Give me a good reason. If you don't have one, then why are you not caring about your siblings? Why? And I'm going through that right now because a lot of my a lot of my brothers and sisters are deceased. I'm literally like the last one. I'm the baby of all of them. My half brother is the oldest that's left, and I have those who know, everybody knows me. Everybody knows who I am, and I have a selective few that mess with me. That actually like legitly kick it with me and talk to me and call me. And it's a very very low number of them. Why? It's because I blame that on my brothers and sisters not teaching them of who their family is and letting them understand and get to know me at their own time, at their own thing, and let them decide if they want to mess with me or not. But you have the fathers, telling you, oh no, that's not your real brother, that's not your real uncle, that's not blah blah blah. So don't pay attention to him. And for real, I mean, I am. We all look alike, we all got the similarities, and we all got the same talents, etc., etc., etc. But you're blinded by what your father said. You're blinded by what your father instilled you. So you run with that, and so you grow up knowing me, but not loving me and not embracing me as your sibling, as your relative. And me being a family man, that kind of hurts me because I'm a cool dude. I'm a cool uncle. If I'm a cool godfather, I know I'm a cool. That means I'm a cool uncle as well. But yet I am black sheeped out because of my brothers and sisters' decision on how to cater to me as their relative, and then they base that down on their kids. And now this man who just passed away, sitting in the morgue for damn near 2 months, and nobody knew. Nobody knew. Why? Because of the negligence of us caring, the negligence of us not being so close together, and not tight family dynamic, and we all spread it out and got so much hatred towards each other because of what you heard, or you not facing the truth of who you really are and what you really do, and or how what's out there, or the truth about the family. There's so many reasons why, but we won't accept them to open doors to love, but we rather be behind the doors and hate. And we need to stop that. We need to break that generational sibling curse that we all carry when our fathers have multiple families, when we have multiple brothers and sisters. And I admire, like the Ray Charles story, as well as the Ike and Tina story, when Ray Charles' wife knew about the other kids and she sent money to the other kids to basically take care of them. And then when that mother couldn't take care of them, she embraced those kids and made them her kids, and all them kids grew up together, forcingly loving and knowing each other, whether they liked it or not. And they made that decision in their grown up years or adult years, do they really want to mess with that child? And that's how majority, a lot of black families in the South, maybe the North too, embrace the multiple families. They bring them together and say, you're going to know your brothers and sisters. You're going to know your siblings. You're going to know who they are, whether you like it or not. And that's how it should be. It's not the kid's fault of what the father did. We need to fix that broken connection that we still carry on to this day in the 2021 time frame. We need to break that. We need to break that where basically your mother, your father together or broke up, and then you living on Ada Street and you got two brothers and a sister, but on Fifth Avenue there's another set of a set of twins that for some odd reason that look like you, but you don't know why, because your father has a secret life, walking down to that block messing with that parent, and now you had twin girls that look like y'all, and you can't explain why. And when you find out about it, it's either yay or nay. Are you going to accept these as your kinfolk? And as you should, you should. Why? It's not their fault that they are here. It's not their fault that they are here. We need to let that go today. It's part of our growth, our spiritual growth. It's part of our physical growth. It's part of our love growth. It makes us grow, period. In a humane way, that we are letting the hate that we carry, excuse me, sorry, some mosquito got my nose. We're letting the hate that we carry go away, demolish it. Because the longer we keep that going, we're not going to grow together, and we're going to have people out here being cousins and brothers, and cousins and sisters, or husband and wife, but your brother and sister. And that's all I really want to speak about, is breaking that sibling hatred curse that we carry because of what our fathers did, having multiple families. And then all of a sudden we find out that we are not just the ones that he loved, or he took care of, or the money that's not in the house, and now you know where it's going, and you're upset. Why? Like I'm gonna give you a prime example in my life. My mother knew about my father's kids. He found out, and a lot of times that when he had money for the Christmas presents, my mother paid for those presents. And yeah, I brought it up to him and said, yeah, my mama gave y'all gifts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I brought it up. Not to be boastful, not to make them feel bad, but to know that you already knew about. You was known already. You wasn't hidden, you know. Your father, which is my father, thought he was doing something, but he wasn't. My mother found out about it, and she did her duty as a stepmom, as a mother, and when as a woman that loved her man, she took care of his other kids when she could. Even after she had us when we was brought up and born, she still did that every so often when he needed it, and that's how it's supposed to be. But yet alone we walk around here with hatred in our heart, like that's not my sister. I don't care what you say. Oh, that's not my brother. Hell no, I don't know. I don't care what you say. We don't look alike, and yes you do. Y'all talk a lot, y'all laugh a lot, y'all dress alike, whatever. But we have this hatred towards each other, and for what reason? It's not our fault. It's our father's fault for being fertile and can't keep his hands to himself. That's his fault. and our gain because we have brothers and sisters. We have a bigger family. It's our gain. And whatever we can't control, we worry about that later when it comes to like drug abuse or lying or any of that sort. We worry about that part later. We worry about just loving that person. And even though my brother didn't care for me when he was not, when he was sober, I was his brother. But when he was high, which was majority of the time, I was not his brother. I was every bitch in every name in the book. But when he was sober, I was his brother, and I respectfully was his brother because of our bloodline. Even though he told me I wasn't, and I said the same thing, like he wasn't either. But again, respectfully, he was because of our bloodline, and I respected him for that because we was brothers, whether he liked it or not. But YouTube people who watching my channel, I'm not editing nothing because it's just my feelings of what I'm going through right now. Is basically um, know your people. Embrace embrace the other part of the family that you accidentally run into or you found out about. Get to know them and let them have a good reason why you cannot communicate or care for them if it's harmful to you or it's going to do something, it's something deadly to you that you cannot do it. But if it's something that you can do and help them, protect them, and love them, don't run from it. Embrace it. Let's stop this generational curse of sibling hate when there's multiple families that's involved with one man. It doesn't have to be that way. I know I'm all over the place, but hey, I think that way. I just want people to understand that, what our fathers did and what our fathers are doing to this day, it has nothing to do with us or your mother. It's something that they have to fix, and they gotta pray about that. They gotta, maintain. And if something comes out of it, which is of a child, it's not the mother's fault. Embrace that child as your own brother and sister, and carry on and move on. Be a role model. Be an older sister. Be an older brother, or a younger brother, or a younger sister. Whatever dynamic you are in. Be that and live. And let's stop this generational hatred towards our multiple family siblings. It gotta stop, bro. I hate that out of all my nieces and nephews, I only really talk to like 4 or 5 of them, and I have over 60 of them. I have over 60. I would say over 75 of them, including great and great nieces and nephews. I have over 75. And how many I talk to? About 6. About 6. And that's bad. And I don't like it one bit. But I deal with it because I have lots of play nieces and nephews that are very, attentive of me, intuitive of me, excuse my words, that love to hang with me, like to play with me, talk crazy to me, and I allow it because I'm just that type of person. A lot of my friends, they have kids and they call me uncle, and they call me Uncle Ed, they call me that, and I guess even though they're not my actual family, they make me feel as such, and I love it. But it's nothing like real blood family loving you like family. That's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. I'm trying to do more videos as I get settled in my new journey in life. Um, with things I've got going on, I still want to talk about my first brother who passed away in April. I was going to introduce him to the YouTube world because he wanted people to know who he was. And he had a story, so I'm going to keep that alive. And his wish. So yeah, so stay tuned, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed my conversation. And I hope that I touch somebody in both ways, who's going through the same thing I'm going through. Um, and let's just uplift each other and get past this and understand that it's not our fault of what our father did, doing, or will do. It's just what life is. Um, so stay encouraged, everybody. Stay blessed. Live your life to the fullest, and don't look back with no hesitations. This is L Miles of L Miles Fashion Conversation, tuning out in the dark. Deuces.